All right, we're finally here, macromolecule number 4, protein. And to get started here, first let's talk about the importance of protein. Protein is got two very vital roles in our biology. One, they are the primary structural component of cells and bodies. You are built out of protein. It is the major component. So there's, plants can build some structures out of carbohydrates, and then the rest of their structures are indeed built out of protein. And you are mostly built out of protein. This hair, the stretchiness of the skin, the pigment in this reddish beard, protein. And they also are involved in chemical reactions. So your ability to digest food and your ability to perform respiration, all of that goodness is due to enzymes who are helping you conduct chemical reactions. So you need protein. You got to have it. So what is protein made of? Well, protein is our polymer, then amino acids are our monomer. When we digest food, we're basically trying to get down to two substances. We're trying to break everything down as far down to glucose as we can get it, or the amino acids. And we keep the amino acids and we use them to build other proteins. So when you eat chicken, you don't care about the chicken muscle. There's no place in your body for chicken muscle. But you can digest that chicken muscle down to its amino acids, its monomers, and then you can build the protein that you need to run or build your body. So that's what we have here. We have amino acids. And you'll notice that there is something identical about all amino acids. This bottom section in the purple box, every single amino acid. We've got 20 amino acids here, and all of your proteins are some combination of these 20 amino acids. And you can see that there's an amine group on one end. We've got this NH3 over here, and we have a carboxyl group on the other end. That's this carbon double bound to oxygen and then single bound to another oxygen. And so every single one of these has this shape. Every amino acid has that shape, and that is the surefire way to identify an amino acid. Does it have this shape? Now, the stuff sticking off the top of it, we call this the side chain. And the side chain determines the identity of the amino acid. Glycine always has a simple hydrogen, and cysteine always has a methyl group and this sulfur here. And lysine always has this long chain that ends with nitrogen. So finally, we get to protein, and we can add all 6 of our atoms of life. Sulfur finally shows up with protein. And there's not a whole lot of sulfur in these amino acids. I mean, we have some here in methionine and some here in cysteine, and that may be it. But turns out that every single protein that exists starts with methionine. It is the very first monomer in the chain. So even though there isn't a lot of variety, a lot of options for sulfur, it's always present in every protein. So since we're mostly made of protein, that's how sulfur squeaks its way into being in the top 6 atoms of life, because it's so important for protein. Now, not all amino acids are the same. They are divided into these 3 groups for a reason. These groups of amino acids, as you can see, a lot of carbon and hydrogen, a lot of carbon and hydrogen, carbon and hydrogen, carbon and hydrogen, carbon and hydrogen, carbon, hydrogen, a little bit of sulfur, carbon and hydrogen, carbon and hydrogen. This one has a little bit of nitrogen, but the ring structure and the symmetry of the rings kind of mitigate its electronegativity. These top groups of amino acids are all nonpolar. This middle group are polar covalent bonds, so they have partial charges, so they are polar, and down here we have some straight up ionic charges. So what does that mean? Well, that means the amino acids are have to follow the rules of polar interactions, and that influences the shape of proteins. So protein shapes are divided into 4 stages: primary, secondary, tertiary, and quaternary structure. We're going to talk about primary structure in this video, and then we're going to go into the other 3 in a separate video. So how do these amino acid monomers become a polymer? Well, they undergo our favorite condensation reaction. We have the amine side and the carboxyl side, and they lose some water, and in so doing so, they form a peptide bond. And so the primary structure of a protein is called a polypeptide. And that is a long chain of linked amino acids. So we have all this one has 127 amino acids, all linked together through condensation reactions to make peptide bonds. And this is the stage 1. This is our primary structure of the protein, the order of the amino acid chain, which that amino acid chain is called a polypeptide. So you make a polypeptide, that's stage 1. We're going to go forward into stages 2, 3, and 4 in the next video. I hope this helps. Struggle well.